That was taken too, was it? That means that his order is going to be late. He's not going to be too pleased about that. I suppose it could have been worse. Not being punctual. Oh! Hello. Greetings. I'm so sorry. I didn't hear you sneaking in. You must be quite light on your feet. Welcome. Welcome to the Gnome Depot. My name is Zoe. I am the purveyor and creator, inventor, alchemist, whatever term you would like to use. I am the owner of this facility here. I sell any number of useful things that might be helpful, things that can help to keep you safe, things that can help to make your life a little easier. Gadgets and gizmos, trinkets and treasures. What is it exactly that I can help you with today? Oh, what was it? Oh, I was just mumbling to myself. Apologies, it's not very welcoming and friendly of me to be muttering around my own shop, but yes, I was speaking of the robberies that have been happening in the city of Bayreuth. I was unfortunately one of the victims of this band of criminals that seemed to be targeting different facilities around this lovely city. Quite strange and quite scary, really. I've been here for hundreds of years, and Bayreuth has always been a place that was relatively safe. Terrifying that these pirates were able to sneak their way in. Pirates? No, I said thieves. I did not say pirates. Of course it wasn't pirates. Why would you think that it was pirates? Nobody could see them. They were all masked and things. Why would anyone know that it was pirates? Yes, I was here, in fact, when they were stealing things from me. You see, I was in the back room, just tinkering with things late into the night, as I want to do, but I didn't get a good look at any of them, so clearly I have no idea if it's pirates or not. But can I show you some of my wonderful wares here? I'm sure you seem to be a very well-traveled person. I'm sure I have all kinds of interesting things that might be helpful to you. I have elixirs that can help to enhance your strength or your abilities in certain ways, or perhaps some very fine weapons. You know, I've actually been selling quite a few more weapons since all of these robberies, this string of crime has happened in the city. Generally, I only sell weapons to traders, travelers, and the like who leave the city and wish for some protection. But nowadays, people are a little more on edge. Not from pirates, I didn't. Okay, so maybe I accidentally said the word pirate, but it was not pirates, all right? It was random cloaked people. I have no proof whatsoever. I did not see anything. Anyway, how about some of these wares? Let's see. What would you like to see first? I have some very, very fascinating elixirs here that might be of interest to you. You see, I think of myself as an inventor first, but I do also dabble in the field of alchemy. This is one of my very favorite potions. This is something I call a Starlight Potion. You can see it's got a beautiful glittering hue to it there. When you take a sip of this beautiful elixir here, it will allow you to see in the dark, as if it was illuminated at midday. A very, very useful potion, especially for those who travel in the desert and travel at night. This way you can travel in the cool of the night, where you won't be so set upon by the harsh rays of the sun, but still see where you're going. Not need torchlight, so that you are not a beacon to someone who might attack you, and can also see anyone or anything that might be approaching you. quite useful, I should think. You are a traveler, aren't you? I didn't think you were from Baywith. No, it's not, you look very nice, you just don't look like a local. Which is fine. There are any number of different types of people who have made the city of Baywith their home. So, it is perfectly understandable that you have traveled here. You do ask a lot of questions, don't you? Yes, I have been here for a few 100 years. You see, I used to live in a kingdom to the north of here, but unfortunately there were some unfortunate circumstances that led to some people not being very keen on the idea of magic. As someone who dabbles in alchemy, I was no longer permitted to practice my craft in the same way. So I traveled to here. Luckily, this city is, well, it's a bit hard to get to, but once you get here, it is wonderfully welcoming. The people are kind and warm. They understand that it takes all different kinds of people to make a community. Until lately, of course. Yes, they, well, mostly what they stole was different weapons and things. As I said, I don't often sell that many weapons, but things have been picking up, so it's unfortunate that that's what they took. And then a few other little knickknacks, gadgets, trinkets. One particular strange little stone statue. It wasn't worth all that much monetarily, but it did mean something to me, so it's a bit sad that it was stolen. Oh, well, it was this little stone carving of a little mule, or a donkey, perhaps. It's a bit crude, but it was found here long ago, a few 100 years ago. I have a suspicion that it is one of those items that is a bit more than it seems. You see, as I said, a few 100 years ago, there was a push against magic, things like that. And so people who created magical items had to learn to disguise them. And so this mule, I think, is one in a set of sending stones. You know what sending stones are? Well, there are these two stones that a powerful wizard or enchanter can enchant, and when you hold one up to your mouth and say the activation phrase or word, then your voice can travel to the other stone, and it can travel great distances. You could be clear across the kingdom from someone and hear them as if they were whispering in your ear. They were quite useful, especially during the Civil War that happened after that. You see, my little stone mule, it was, just about this big or so. It was, it had an ear missing. I don't know if that happened after it was carved or if it was made to look like that so you would know it was a set. They weren't always exactly identical, but if you saw them together, you would know that they were a set. But alas, I'll never be able to find it now. Who knows where the other one is? It could be anywhere, really. It could be in Baywith. It could be in the ruins somewhere. It could be in another kingdom, the kingdom to the north. Who knows? Anyway, it's quite a loss, but I suppose, seeing as I don't know where the other one is, it's not as big of a loss as it could have been. That sounds familiar to you. Really? You haven't happened to see a tiny little mule stone statue in your travels? You have? Certainly, yes, I would like to see. Hmm. That is certainly fascinating, isn't it? This is, if memory serves, an almost exact replica of the one that I lost. It even has an ear missing. Now that does make me think that it was an intentional thing. See, this is very similar to the stone that I was speaking of. It was a soapstone, which is a bit softer, easier to carve. You can see there are still carving marks on here from someone. Interesting. I am fairly certain that this might just be what I've been looking for. Where in the world did you find something like this? A peddler in Maladia. So it was Maladia where you found it. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I suppose since my other mule was stolen, it doesn't really matter, does it? Some cruel irony there, that you come into my shop after the other one has been stolen, after I've had it for 100 years or more. And now I happen to find the other one. You want to get it back for me? Really? How exactly do you propose to do that? I mean, you do look like a traveler, but are you particularly skilled with fighting or anything like that? Maybe. This is still that ploy to get me to answer your questions, isn't it? You have to understand, things like this don't happen in the city of Baywith. And so those of us who were attacked, we don't want any more trouble. Can you understand that? So what I am about to tell you, I need you to promise not to utter to anyone else. Use the information as you can to find out what you can, I suppose, but please don't tell anyone that you heard it from me, alright? Alright, here you can have this back for now. The night that they came and attacked my shop here, I was in the back room, as I said, but I peeked through the curtains and was able to see them. It was quite a few different assailants. I knew that little old me, who was not trained in any sort of fighting, would never be able to take them. But I was able to see them. Now, most of them were wearing, hooded masks and things so that I couldn't really see them. But one of them, their mask, or whatever they were using to cover their face, slipped. And it was the face of a woman that had two very distinct scars across the bridge of her nose. Now, I cannot be certain about this, but there are rumors of a sand pirate who operates from the pirate city not too far from Baywith. And she is very powerful, a very formidable captain of these sand pirates. And she is said to have two scars across the bridge of her nose. No one really knows exactly what she looks like, so I couldn't be sure, really. But if anyone was going to attack the city of Baywith, it seems like it might be these sand pirates looking for riches to trade or just to hoard for themselves. Who knows the motivation of pirates? But I would think that finding where the pirates are in the city of Baywith might be a good place for you to find whoever it was that did this. Unfortunate, really. Pirates are not to be trifled with. Not to be taken lightly, that's for certain. Why would I know where to find pirates in the city of Baywith? Of course I wouldn't know something like that. I am a respectable citizen. I don't do dealings with pirates at all. You're right, I am a terrible liar. I've never been able to lie. I've been around for hundreds of years, and I've never never been able to master the ability to lie. There is a place that they are said to have congregated in the past. Now, it's possible that these pirates have already left the city, but if they have not, that would maybe be a good place for you to find. It's a place called the Ice Bar. You see, obviously, in a desert realm such as ours, it is always quite warm outside, but this ice bar has been specially enchanted. The walls are lined with some sort of blue, glowing ice, and inside is as frigid as a winter in the Bottomac Mountains. It is very, very cold. In fact, when you walk in, they offer you a coat to put on, some sort of furs or cloaks or something like that to keep yourself warm while you are enjoying the beverages and the atmosphere. It's said to be a bit of a tough place, but I suppose if you were looking for pirates, that is where I would go, at least. That really is all that I know. I wish that I could be of more help, especially if you were thinking about trying to find my little lost mule. It still is so very fortuitous that you have this one in your possession. Quite strange, really, this little trinket. Would you be willing to part with this? For the right price, of course. I would never just take. I am, a shopkeeper. I have quite a few interesting wares here that might be of interest to you. In fact, seeing as you might be fraternizing with pirates soon, what sort of weaponry do you have that you are skilled in using? Okay. That could be helpful, but it might be nice to have something that's a little more powerful. Here, let me show you something that is quite special, I think. Here we are. This, a fascinating item of my own invention. This is a ranged weapon, one that is incredibly powerful. You see, you load into it little round metal bullets, is what they're called. And then, when you are ready, you aim and you pull this trigger and it shoots out of the muzzle here at very, very high speeds. It can certainly kill someone if that's what your aim is, but it also is just a very good weapon for self-defense. Sometimes only just seeing a weapon such as this is enough to keep people away. In fact, quite a few of the pirates that you might run into have weapons very, very similar to this, so it might be a good idea for you to have something that might give them pause to mess with you, I suppose. Or, if you want something really special, I have something that combines this particular weapon with a melee weapon as well. I think you're really going to like this. One moment. Let me get that one over here. Here we are. Now, as you can see, of course, this one is quite a bit bigger. Something very special. And something I know for a fact that none of the pirates that you might come into contact with would possibly have, because this is the very first one that I made. Don't worry, I will be able to replicate it if it catches on, but I think you're really going to like it. It is a combination of a ranged weapon and also a melee weapon. So whether you were fighting in close quarters or whether you were fighting trying to defend yourself from further away, this would be a great option. I tried to make it as perfectly versatile as possible. I think you're going to like it. As you can see, this is a blade, first and foremost, made of very, very strong steel. And here you have some rivets in the actual blade itself that helps to keep it balanced and lightweight and very, very fast when you are swinging it. But the blade also has this ranged weapon on it. As I said, you just load the little bullets into these chambers here, and then you line it up and pull the trigger and shoot. In fact, seeing as it has this nice straight blade at the end, it almost works as a built-in sight. So if you're not very comfortable with shooting yet, this is actually quite a good training weapon. Now, of course, this is a wonderful shape to a blade too. It has a slight up curve, which really makes it feel like an extension of your arm. The tip here, brutal for doing any sort of damage that you might like. And then it also has some lovely serrated edges here, so in case you ever need to saw through rope or wood or anything like that. So it's really a very, very multifunctional tool. But down here, this finger well here is not sharpened, so that you can rest the weapon on there to shoot if you would like. This is a weapon that, even if you did not have to use it, simply just having it is enough to perhaps give some people pause. And of course, I do take great pride in making all of my works very, very beautiful. You can see this lovely metalwork on the barrel here, and the inlaid gold on the blade. Very reminiscent of styles of artwork that you will find in Bailiff. And then a nice, smooth wooden handle. Wood is a bit difficult to come by out here in Bailiff, so it is a luxury, but one that I think is well worth it. It is smooth and durable, very sturdy in the hand. Perhaps you might see this as something that you would willingly trade for that little mule. Yes, it is that valuable to me. In fact, I might even throw in something else as well as this wonderful weapon. As fascinating as this is, you strike me as the type of traveler who is good with a weapon, but is also good with your mind. So perhaps I can think of something else that might be useful to you. Yeah, let me put this away for now. There, nice and secure there. And the carrying case also has a strap, so you can strap it on your back, take it wherever it is that you wish to go. And if you keep this unbuckled, you can also draw it from your back whenever you need to. So, as I said, very, very versatile. But what I'm going to show you now is also versatile in different ways. It's not a weapon per se, but a very, very valuable tool. Now, as I said, a few hundred years ago, there was a push in the kingdom to the north of here that magic was very deeply frowned upon. I haven't been back to the kingdom since then, so I'm not exactly sure the state of the kingdom now, but there were many, many people who used magic who felt the need to hide their abilities and hide their magical items. So with the help of one of these magic users, I developed a very useful tool that might be interesting to you as well. This little contraption here, I call it a ball of hiding. Very simple name for a seemingly simple but actually quite complex object. As I said, it has been engineered by me and also enchanted by a magic user that I know. And this little ball, if you put inside of it an item that has a powerful magical aura, if you close it up and seal the lock, it will be undetectable by all. Even those who are very, very well attuned at detecting magical items or magical enchantments, they will not be able to find it in here. You see, when the Civil War started, there were some magic users who used their magic, unfortunately, to help round up other magic users. Then, of course, the government turned on them, and the whole thing was quite a mess, but they were able to detect different magical items and had many people arrested and things like that. So having something like this where you could hide, particularly a magic ring or an enchanted crystal, perhaps, it could really save your life. I'm not sure if something like this might be interesting to a traveler like you, but you never know when something like this could come in handy. You like this? Do you? You don't happen to be from that kingdom to the north of here, Maladia, by chance? Interesting. Tell me, what is Maladia like these days? Is it a place of frivolity where magic and knowledge are once again thought of as a good thing? Where people can be who they are and practice what they wish? Or is it still the place from a few hundred years ago where people lived in fear? That is unfortunate. Well, then I suppose I would be happy to have this go to a good home, where it might get some valuable life-saving use. So, what do you say, traveler? The ball of hiding and my fascinating blade here for that silly little stone mule that might be nothing, and might still be nothing if you don't find my little statue. It seems like quite a good bargain for you, if I do say so myself. Wonderful, wonderful. I hope that you're able to put both of these items to good use. I think that, especially if you're going to be fraternizing with pirates, that both of those might come in handy. Thank you for the little mule, and for the promise of trying to find my other mule. I highly doubt that that's the reason that you're looking for these pirates, though. Was something stolen from you? A friend? Well, I hope whatever it was that was stolen, that you are able to recover it. I suppose I might never see you again, but if you are successful in finding the pair to this little mule, I would be eternally grateful, and more than happy to trade something else for the return. But I suppose we'll see what fate has in store for you, traveler. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope that whatever it is that you're looking for, you are successful in finding it. I wish I could be of more help, but try the ice bar. That would be my best guess. Who knows, perhaps fate will be on your side.